There was a story which I read recently about the earlier years in Russia. The leader of the country at the time was called the Tsar, and he had some ships, a part of his disposal of arsenal of all things that he owned. And at times he would send them on certain missions, and if a ship sunk, for whatever reason, they sent deep-sea divers to recover the metal and the equipment, which was worth millions. Now this is the way it would happen. They had 2 towing ships, and each of them would lower a long, thick chain with a gigantic hook on its end. And then the divers would go down, straight down, and attach these hooks to the front and the rear of the sunken ship. Then the towing ships would then reel in their chains, lifting the whole ship all the way to the surface. Now this worked well when the ship wasn't submerged for a long time, but after time though, the ships sometimes would rust, and the hooks would only bring up chunks of iron, leaving most of the ship behind, which was worth millions. So someone came up and developed a brilliant idea. And they decided to spread a large inflatable rubber mat over the sunken ship. And inside the mat was a large steel sheet with hundreds of steel cables with hooks. And then the divers would spread the mat over the sunken ship, and then they attached the hooks to as many places as possible. Then a motor would inflate the mat, and it would rise upwards until, voila, the entire ship rose to the surface. And all of this would be with the attached cables which went to the ship, which could lift it in one piece without falling apart. Now, when I read this story, it occurred to me that this is how some people feel, that they're sunken, they're restricted, that they've lost contact with life or their path, and they don't know where to go. And the cables are the communications that we have with the rest of the people. If you were to hook yourself up and be able to emerge back to the surface, what would it be worth? More than millions. It would be actually priceless. How would you do that? Connect with people. And this sunken ship that you feel that you've dove into, that you're stuck into, would go away. You can emerge back to the surface and be connected again with the people you love, with your friends, with your family, with your acquaintances, with your colleagues, with your profession, with your passion, with yourself, with God, with whatever disconnection there was before. You would benefit, and so would the whole world. And I suggest you use that story as a metaphor for sinking something which you don't need anymore, but emerging to something that now you need and survive with. I wish you'd take the right choice. If you like what you've heard, please let us know by leaving a comment below. We would really appreciate it if you would be kind enough to like, share, and even subscribe. Feel free to follow us also on Facebook. Thank you for your support.